in terms of CBDCs versus Bitcoin, I think that it's going to become very obvious that while Bitcoin is not a partisan issue, neither are CBDCs. They shouldn't be. It will quickly become apparent to people on both sides of the political aisle that whether you believe you should be able to anonymously buy a gun or anonymously pay for an abortion, a CBDC is not going to allow either of those things to happen. So I think that as much as Bitcoin is a unifying factor, let's say charging towards something, a CBDC will also be a unifying factor when it comes to running away from something, and that something is totalitarianism.
So, Michael, is this the election issue? Is it Bitcoin versus the digital dollar, a CBDC?
No, I think all the politicians are going to compete to see who likes Bitcoin more. Bitcoin is freedom. Anybody that runs for office in the United States is going to run on a platform of freedom. And that being the case, when you have millions and millions of people that believe in Bitcoin and believe in freedom, I think you're going to see Republican politicians point out that they're more pro-Bitcoin than Democrats. And I think you're going to see Democratic politicians point out that, no, they're more pro-Bitcoin.
But there is a competition to be anti-Bitcoin, right? Isn't that what we've seen from Elizabeth Warren? It's both sides are getting more polarized, Guy.
Well, there's an element of, like, politics benefits from controversy. Politics is the health of the state is the controversy and the hate and the violence of the people. Like, war is the health of the state. The more permanent issues they can bring into the political sphere, the more it appears as if we need them. Like, that's why the Constitution had it structured so that the larger, most distant political apparatus had the absolute tiniest restricted set of goals or set of responsibilities as they could possibly have. Guns were never supposed to be part of the conversation because there's a permanent impasse. We're never going to solve that argument. So the more they can get us arguing and decide that it's just which 51% is going to force what on the other 49, well, then we have to watch this giant game show. And we have to participate in distributing the trillions of dollars of stolen and counterfeit funds, even though we know it's a reality show that's just an absolute joke. But you feel obligated to participate because you're being forced to pay for it. And so the more controversy there is, the more people pay attention to it, the better their ratings are, and the better their power is. So in that vein, Bitcoin is a very controversial topic in a newly controversial field of finance and banking because, well, the old system, all the cracks are coming to the surface and the insolvency is basically running to the end of its line. And so, yes, I suspect there will be louder voices for Bitcoin and louder voices against Bitcoin increasingly going forward.